Welcome to Music from the Heartland with songs at the center. Great original songs performed by the artists who wrote them. This episode features singer-songwriters Brandon Lee Adams, Nellie Clay, and Brandi Sparks. Funding provided by The Ohio State University, James Cancer Hospital, and Solove Research Institute. No two people are exactly alike, and neither are their cancers. At the James, we believe there is no routine cancer. Learn more at cancer.osu.edu/cancer. Funding also provided by Jobs Ohio.
Hey, Grandpa, someday I'm gonna touch the top of that tree.
Well, why stop there when you can touch the sky and create amazing things? And you can touch hearts, expand minds, and imaginations. But no matter what you do, I want you to promise me one thing, that you will always reach for the top.
I promise, Grandpa.
If you can dream it, you can find it here.
Bye, Mr. Tree.
Here's our show's creator and host, Eric Gnezda.
Thank you for joining us on Songs at the Center, where we explore the world of the singer-songwriter. Some songwriters you've heard of, and others we're bringing to you, and you're going to want to get to know better. We have some excellent songwriters with tremendous talent this time. Nellie Clay, Brandon Lee Adams, and Brandi Sparks. Well, Brandi, we're happy you joined us here today on Songs at the Center, and you're a preacher's kid.
Yes.
And you kind of went off the rails for a little while, but found that songwriting kind of got you back on track. And can you tell us a little bit about the journey?
I grew up in church and started singing in church as a little girl. And, you know, throughout the years, in my 20s, I just kind of decided I was just going to go off on my own and do my own thing for a while, and made all my mistakes. And not all the only ones I'll ever make, but made a lot of mistakes. And just throughout that, a lot of hardship, some as a result of my actions, some just because that's life. And so then I had a lot to write about.
One of them is sobriety that
Yes.
you write about.
Yeah, I've been around a lot of addiction in my life, and that's something that I struggle with as well. And so I write about being free from addiction. You'll see that a lot in my songs.
Well, tell us about the song you're going to play now.
It's one of my most recent songs I've written. It's called I Love You More. I wrote it actually for my grandma. She's getting up there in years, and she calls me and talks about how she just kind of wonders what she's still doing here. And it just made me so sad. She can be like a grumpy old grandma. I think we all get a little grumpy sometimes as we get older. And so she feels guilty. And so I just wanted her to know that she's loved. And I wrote this I thought I was really writing it for my grandma, but I was writing it for myself too. Just showing how I believe that God loves us all, and he has created us for something special. And so it kind of plays on that, the whole I love you more. Like, I love you more than you'll ever know.
Well, let's hear I'll Love You More.
All right.
Okay.
Have you ever been in the dark so long that you can't find the light? Have you ever wished that someone would call and say, I need you tonight? Have you ever felt forgotten about, like you don't matter anymore? Have you ever wondered what in the world you're doing here, and wonder what you're made for? I made you, I call you mine, I love you more than you'll
Thank you.
There have been quite a few people in my life who have struggled with addiction, who have made a lot of poor choices, and they still need love. They still need to be loved. And I have learned throughout my life that they're not a lost cause. I'm not a lost cause. I've messed up my life horribly in so many different ways in the past, but I'm not a lost cause, and I'm still loved, and they deserve to be loved and accepted, regardless of what they've done, regardless of what they're struggling with right now.
Nellie Clay, we're really happy to have you with us.
Thank you.
You have an amazing life story. You were working for a museum in Minneapolis, took a 2-week vacation to Alaska. Everything changed for you. Tell us what happened.
Well, I climbed some mountains and got out on the ocean, and I realized that Mother Nature had things to teach me that I couldn't learn in a book.
But you were happy in Minneapolis, and
yeah, I was restoring socialist realism paintings for the Museum of Russian Art and teaching at night and doing my own work. But, you know, I just had a gut feeling that it was time to go to the woods and see what it had to teach me.
Now, you were living basically in a cabin by yourself for much of the time.
Cabin is a flattering term. It was a shack. We'll call it a shack, really. Yeah, no electricity or plumbing for quite a few years, and no cell phone towers, and, you know, get to know yourself, I guess.
And every now and then the neighbors, what neighbors there were, would get together and sit around a campfire, just like we envision this.
Right? Yeah, kind of Norman Rockwell-esque, you know, kind of a feeling where we get together on the weekends, potluck, and wash tub bass in the yard, and everybody picked banjos and played guitars and told stories and sang songs.
But your first instrument was a beer can filled with rocks.
Yes. I didn't know how to play anything, and I didn't sing at the time, but they insisted that everybody participate, and so I think somebody put some rocks in an empty beer can and told me to shake it.
Wow. But that was also a time when you sang for the first time in your life. And if I can, I'd love to tell our audience about the wicked stepmother you had.
I got no problem with that.
Okay. But she was working at the church and said that...
my singing voice was so bad that even God didn't want to hear it.
That's amazing that you would come back from that. And
revenge.
Well... Wow, but the people in Alaska heard you sing and said, you're a singer.
They did.
Wow.
I sang for the first time around that campfire under the stars with my neighbors, and when I opened my eyes, they declared me a singer. So
that's amazing.
I didn't argue with them.
Well, yeah, we're glad you discovered that hidden talent that's not hidden anymore. You're sharing it all over the world.
Right. They were real good about, you know, making me feel like everybody's voice, you know, even if it isn't pretty, is important. You know, even one of my neighbors said, whatever you do, don't sing like a pretty girl. You know, mean what you say.
Right. And you mean what you say, and we'd like to hear it in a song.
Okay. I think I'm going to do a simple little song that I wrote called Kind Love. It just, it's been such a tough, rough year for so many people, and I just wanted to sing something to lift everybody up and encourage compassion for everybody.
Sad but true, this old world is gonna break your heart. And I don't have to tell you all the ways it can and will fall apart. So I won't. So what we're gonna do, friends, when it feels so bad, give kind love, sweet love, real love, kind love, friends and neighbors, family and total strangers need love, kind love. So what we gonna do, friends, when it feels so bad? Give kind love, sweet love, real love, kind love, kind love, kind love.
Thank you.
There's a tremendous parallels actually between visual arts and music, and particularly the language itself is the same. You know, this composition and rhythm and repetition and tone and texture, like all of the words and all the language that we use is all the same. And then like differently, you know, I would describe, you know, painting as like a meditation and always a solitary thing for me.
Today, Songs at the Center is at the McConnell Arts Center with songs, singers, and their stories.
We're happy to welcome Brandon Lee Adams. How you doing, Brandon?
I'm pretty good.
I'm glad that after all this time, we finally got you on the show.
Oh, me too. It's
Yeah.
truly cool.
Well, you're a tremendous talent. We're happy you're here. You know, your story is really entertaining because a lot of times when grandparents or parents tell us we got to do something, we run from it. But it was a big turning point for you when you were 7 or 8 years old. Can you tell us what happened?
Oh, it was my grandfather. He was a really devout man, church every weekend. And he comes up to me around 8 and says, you know, here's my guitar, here's G, C, and D, and come Saturday, you're playing with me in church. And it wasn't a request. It was this is going to happen, you're just going to have to accept it. And I said to myself, I'd better at least learn these chords, because I don't want anybody to laugh at me or make fun of me, because it wouldn't have been the adults, it would have been my brothers and my cousins and all the kids. But I just happened to just fall in love with music. You know, it just, like a bolt of lightning, you know, that whole experience.
It just really sucked you in.
Yeah.
And you haven't looked back since.
No, not since that one fateful day, as they say.
Wow. Well, tell us about the song you're going to do here.
Okay, this tune is called Docks of Sutters Bay, and as far as I know, it's not an actual place. But while I was a soldier overseas in Bosnia many, many moons ago, I remember sitting on a Humvee hood looking over a river and just started humming and writing this in my head. And maybe 2 years later, I actually finished it. But this is one that was always special because this is like the first one. And I hope I can do it justice and pull it off correctly. He's 35 at 21, and he has to get away. Why the urge for moving on? For his soul he can't explain. Adventure lies across the sea. This old town is killing me. And I'll be back again someday by the docks in Sutters Bay. The ship's still rolling from a storm. The firelit house is safe and warm. Oh, mother, I hear you call. God, keep you safe from harm. You were right and I was wrong. The path of life, it's hard and long. But I'll be back again someday by the docks in Sutters Bay. Pulling through the icebound straits, those old boys could hardly wait. Pride and glory in their eyes as they watched the firelit sky. And as the shots flew past his way, he heard himself softly say, another day has come and gone by the docks in Sutters Bay. The ship's still rolling from a storm. The firelit house is safe and warm. Oh, mother, I hear you call. God, keep you safe from harm. You were right and I was wrong. The path of life, it's hard and long. But I'm fighting here today for the docks in Sutters Bay. Yes, I'm fighting for the day that I get back to Sutters Bay.
Thank you. Brandon Lee Adams, thank you.
I think initially I liked the challenge, but it was more the fear of not being good that drove me. But when I did it, it was just like lightning struck, just magic. And I just fell in love with tones and sounds and people's reactions and the whole thing. I don't think there's any one thing that I could single out as saying this was more important than the next. It was just music and everything that embodied music that I loved.
Hey, Brandi, we got time for one more. What do you have for us?
This one's called Larger Than Life. 1, 2, 3, 4. I feel the sunshine on my face. Before this, I was a disgrace. You came and wipe away my tear.
got nothing left to fear. I give my cares right up to you. No longer blue but golden hue. To me it seems so big. To you it's easy as pie. I owe everything to you, the one who's larger than life. I don't know how I couldn't see the sun coming up through the trees. Just take my blinders off and then my problems drift away with the wind. Open my eyes to what is true and let my mind be just like you. To me it seems so big. To you it's easy as pie. I owe everything to you, the one who's larger than life. But swimming in a sea of doubt, I don't know what I was thinking about. Yeah, and the lies were coming on so strong. I kept thinking I was doing wrong. I'm so quick to forget who I am, and even better, who are you? To me it seems so big. To you it's easy as pie. I owe everything to you, the one who's larger than life. To me it seems so big. To you it's easy as pie. I owe everything to you, the one who's larger than life, the one who's larger than life, the one who's larger than life, the one who's larger than life.
Yeah. Brandi Sparks. Thank you for joining us. Tune in to public television stations all across America where you'll always find Songs at the Center. I'm Eric Gnezda, and we'll see you next time.
Funding for Songs at the Center provided by Jobs Ohio.
Hey, Grandpa, someday I'm gonna touch the top of that tree.
Well, why stop there when you can touch the sky and create amazing things? And you can touch hearts, expand minds and imaginations. But no matter what you do, I want you to promise me one thing, that you will always reach for the top.
I promise, Grandpa.
If you can dream it, you can find it here.
Bye, Mr. Tree.
Additional funding provided by The Ohio State University, James Cancer Hospital, and Solove Research Institute. No two people are exactly alike, and neither are their cancers. At the James, we believe there is no routine cancer. Learn more at cancer.osu.edu/cancer. Learn more about Songs at the Center at songsatthecenter.tv.